Hathaway, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Many of God's blessings to all of us here in this Congress building. I want to thank each and every one of you here attending the resolution presentation for a very special person, but also want to take the time to thank our Coast Guard family who's here this afternoon. I always say, as a wife of an Air Force veteran who just passed away recently, but a mother of an Air Force and a grandmother-in-law of an Army and siblings of Air Force, I still love the Coast Guard. So, and I say that with a lot of heart because in the last decade or so, the Coast Guard has literally been near and dear to me, especially with several of our colleagues, past and present, who've taken the time to visit the Coast Guard family, to work closely with policy legislation that literally the Coast Guard has been waiting and working with customs, with fire, with law enforcement, and just never giving up on our local policymakers, and we've prevailed. You know, last term with the good work of Senator Mary Torres, and I must say Captain Chase, who really put us up to the challenge, and his predecessors were saying, you know, if there's a will, there's a way, if there's an opportunity to make things better, not just for our island, but literally for what the Coast Guard does for our family Guam, protecting. I want to see even over 200 miles out, and I always say you even do a better job with protecting our island brother and sister nations within the Blue Continent. So I want to extend my undunkaluna sitsuas masi to all of the members of the Coast Guard. I want to thank the Guam Fire Department for being here. I'm going to put him on the spot. He's also my nephew, who's also here, and an immediate nephew for that matter. And I'm going to put him on the spot because I'm going to ask him to join me before we call the recipient up. Captain Simmons, you're on the hot spot. Come on up here. I'm not going to do this alone. Rob? Okay. When I was asked to do this resolution, I'd say I would be honored. And, you know, every time I get to talk to these guys, or when the Coast Guard comes into my office and say, what can we do? And then they say, well, what can we do even better to make Guam such a special place to be in? And our island brothers and sisters within our nations. For those who don't know, I do have brothers, adopted brothers and sisters from the little island of, atoll of Yap, which is Ulithi, and the Coast Guard family has been very, very loving and caring to literally take the time to take care of not just Ulithi and Yap, but all the islands that are near and dear to our island of Guam. So again, undunkel and asitsos masi for that. But today, we want to present a very, very special resolution. Last week, we said we had to say bid farewell on a bittersweet moment to Captain Simmons, and no, that's the good thing, right? You know, always got Guam in your heart, right? And we wanted to do a resolution recognizing the work of the incoming cap that was going to take over. And I said, yep, we're going to do it. We're going to do it here. We're going to do it right. Because the Coast Guard literally gives Guam not just 100%, but 1,000% to the people. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the 37th, yes, I have to call him up. Captain Sickels, come on.
Give me a promotion, Greg.
I mean, Greg. Commander Gregory's. I always want to upgrade his title. I don't know. I speak into existence, right?
He spent a lot of time.
Yeah. So, on behalf of our 37th Guam legislation and the people of Guam, we present to Commander Gregory Sickels this resolution 376-36 COR, as introduced by myself, but also the rest of the members of the 37th Guam legislature. And it's relative to recognizing Commander Gregory S. Sickels of the United States Coast Guard Forces Micronesia, Sector Guam, and commending him for his dedicated leadership, exemplary conduct to ensuring maritime safety, security, and operational excellence on Guam and the broader Oceania region. When we're here, we usually have to read the resolution, so I'll do that for the record. Be it resolved by the Committee of Rules of Imina 37 na legislatura ng Guam, whereas in the sense of the legislatura ng Guam to recognize and honor those distinguished citizens of the great island of Guam who have devoted themselves to faithfully serving in the best interests of Guam and the needs of its people. One such faithful public servant and great example is Commander Gregory S. Sickels, who has served on Guam from June 21st to June 2021 to June of 2024, and who has displayed exemplary leadership and dedication in his role, significantly enhancing maritime safety, security, and environmental stewardship. And Commander Sickels led the response to 1,593 search and rescue cases, including 314 long-range multi-day operations, saving and assisting 548 lives, and saving nearly $2 million in property, demonstrating his unwavering commitment to saving lives and safeguarding property at sea. Commander Sickels actively directs Guam's based first responders to increase regional operation capacity and presence, and with these cutters averaging 126 days away from home port in fiscal year 2022 and 2023, and covering distances that underscore the vast scope of their operations across the Mariana Islands, the Republic of Palau, the Federated States of Micronesia, the Republic of the Marshall Islands, and Papua New Guinea, which is the whole blue continent. Commander Sickels oversees the development of Operational Rematal, a strategic initiative aimed at optimizing the employment of the United States Coast Guard resources across the region, thus enhancing operational effectiveness and maritime security. Captain Sickels managed a 40% growth in sector that staff and shipboard crew, including the integration of 3 new fast response cutters and the establishment of innovative civilian positions, demonstrating exceptional organizational leadership and adaptability in the face of expanding operation demands. Uncle Sam doesn't know how important the Coast Guard is here. They need to know that. Captain Sickels led the successful execution of triple commissioning ceremony, showcasing his ability to orchestrate significant ceremonial events that foster unity and pride within the United States Coast Guard and among international partners. And Commander Sickels established the Patrol Command Program for high-value unit escorts and facilitated the return of cruise ships to Guam post-COVID efforts that have contributed to the island's economic recovery and maritime security. Almost done, guys. And Commander Sickels transformed the sector's approach to public affairs through the strategic use of traditional and social media, thereby enhancing the visibility and impact of the U.S. Coast Guard's mission in the region. He developed the U.S. Coast Guard Forces Micronesia Sector Guam's strategic plan with a clear focus on operational excellence, partnering, building, and establishing the U.S. Coast Guard's Forces Micronesia Sector Guam as a workplace of choice, underlining his forward-thinking approach to leadership and strategic planning. He coordinated the acquisition of $1.5 million in surplus equipment from the U.S. Army to bolster sector's maintenance capabilities and efficiency, and exemplifying his commitment to enhancing operational readiness and cost effectiveness. And his leadership has not only ensured the safety and security of Guam and its surrounding waters, but also significantly contributed to the advancement of the U.S. Coast Guard's mission across Oceania, strengthening relationships with regional partners and enhancing the operational capabilities of the United States Coast Guard Forces Micronesia, Sector Guam. I'm so proud when I say that. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Committee of Rules of Imina 37 na Legislatura in Guam does hereby recognize Commander Gregory S. Sickels of the U.S. Coast Guard Forces Micronesia, Sector Guam, and commend him on his dedicated leadership and exemplary conduct to ensuring maritime safety, security, and operational excellence on Guam and the broader Oceania region. And this was signed by our Speaker and the Committee on Rules Chair, and of course our Legislative Secretary, Senator Amanda Shelton, and that copies thereafter be transmitted to our Commander Sickels, Gregory S. Sickels, and to the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero Imaga Hagan Guahan. And with that being said, Commander Sickels, I wanted to upgrade you again, but we extend our thank yous to you and your work in Guam, Micronesia, and all over the Pacific as you transition from your command. We hope you will always have the islands of Micronesia in your heart. I want to extend an undunkle nasitua samasi to you and wish you the very best, but also share with you that here on our beautiful island of Guam, there is still a home for you. I said that to Captain Simmons. I've said that to Captain Chase. I know Christine's going to be leaving us soon in my heart. But just all of you guys have been literally the guardians of our oceans here in this region. And I can't thank you enough. And every time the Coast Guard calls on this august body, and as long as I'm here on Guam, I will continue to support all your efforts. So, Commander Sickels, hey, I knew he was gonna, he said he was coming, wait for him. Thank you, Senator San Augustine. So I give you, Senator San Augustine, the honors of presenting this resolution to Commander Sickels.
Sure.
Yeah. Whew, at least I didn't cry. You know, when after the round of applause, right, we put the person recognized on the spot, so he doesn't know that he's going to speak, but he has to speak. And I'm going to lift this mic for him.
I'll tell you, first, I didn't know they could make font that small. But Madam Vice Speaker, I'd say it's not too late. I know we got some grandkids. They're getting older. They can always join the Coast Guard.
Yes, most definitely.
To the team, you know, a lot of blue suiters in the room and back at the unit and all around right now. That's the easy thank you. A lot of that stuff in there is I was looking around at the crowd. That's a lot of the actions and the accomplishments are all yours. What I'd say is the thing that I'm most proud of in Guam is all the folks that probably aren't in blue right now, even though you're in light blue. And you're an exception. Everybody else. It's the deep-seated partnerships that we've been able to make, whether that be on Guam or throughout Oceania. It has been an open door for us. And because of that, we've been able to build relationships and really accomplish our mission in helping build our competency, our capability, and making the whole of Oceania a better place. And so to all those folks that helped us and enabled us to do that, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the team, the leadership. Couldn't have done it without y'all. Let me run free on some stuff and probably got in trouble on a few things. I can't remember anything right now, and I probably won't ever. But appreciate the freedom and the left and right lateral limits that you gave me to get out here and really set the tone and kind of do what we all wanted to do. So thank you, and thanks again, Madam Speaker. Really appreciate you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Senators. And my family. There you go.
Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Gotta come on up. You know what? I hope I see Captain Brian there, and I was going to open the floor to you as we're recognizing. Did you want to say anything to this young gentleman? You, from the, okay. Yes, you, most definitely. Yes. This is what it's about, partnerships.
Definitely partnerships. So apologies for my crew who you saw run out, and you hear them. Had a little bit of an emergency come up. So again, we're always on duty 24/7, just like we are in the Coast Guard. We're going to try and keep this nice and short because, as you know, I explained to Captain so many times, I'm not a talker. So, you know, being in the Coast Guard and the fire at the same time, I get to see both sides. I get to see our response versus the Coast Guard side. And the way we work together, the way we mesh, the way our fluidness and our performance out there in the water when we're doing search and rescue cases, when we're doing on the water or on the land, is thanks to the leadership, is thanks to having the opportunity to make a phone call for an asset, to make a phone call for personnel, you know, and you know, Captain's been great, no doubt about it. When he's off island, which was a lot, I actually had to staff, I think I staffed deputy probably more than Captain as the acting CMC. And you know, the conversations that we had were just straightforward, you know, and he thought he was gonna ride off into the sunset, and you know, my last day is, I thought it was Saturday, it was Tuesday. So I had to call down and say, you know, ask Nikki, I said, hey, no all hands, no change of command. I reached out to Commander Crows, I said, no all hands, no change, no big, you know, Captain had tugboats shooting water, airplanes, airplane formation going over the cutter and all that. He didn't, but, so I wanted to make sure that deputy who also, you know, gave us opportunities to excel in our field. And I wish our guys were here. Our Chief Joey apologizes. He's off island for family and for military training. But we'd like to present to you our plaque on behalf of the Guam Fire Department for your support and dedication to us and the overall SAR mission. You know, yeah, another thing to add for your household goods move. But really important to me to recognize this outstanding deputy / captain / commander. You know, so very important. I'm glad. Thank you to Guam Legislature, Vice Speaker, for allowing us to again interfere with the presentations and have the Guam Fire Department do it again. So, thank you, Commander. I'm gonna miss you.
Much appreciated.
You've been awesome for me and for everybody on our team.
Let's get one. There we go.
I'm going to go ahead and do this. It literally is important. The Coast Guard family is very near and dear to the legislature, too. I'm going to call all the folks that are here. Please come up and join us for a photo. This is that important. You guys have a great team up here, and we're going to continue to include all of you guys that are here as family to the Coast Guard. So please join us. You too, Miss PIO.